Yo, 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 yo. Big Kish back up in here. Oh. Y'all see the title? Y'all see the thumbnail. The truth is was on to something, y'all. The truth is was on to something. When he said that Roc Nation allegedly might be, I just hear stuff. I'm a comedian. I don't know what's going on YouTube. I just be saying, they said Roc Nation might be allegedly involved with the Tory Lanez situation. Come to find out that the dude who did it might be cousins with somebody who worked for Roc Nation. Allegedly, I don't know. I'm just a comedian. I just be making up stuff. This is just for entertainment purposes. But before we get into the video, y'all make sure y'all go cop Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset. The link will be in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Chicks.
Uh-oh.
You know what to do, chicks.
Uh-oh.
Chick Smooth. Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy BREAD Fox reporting from the Chicks universe, and there has been some updates that have come in about the Tory Lanez stabbing. Now, for those of you who may not have heard, yesterday, unfortunately, Tory Lanez was actually stabbed 14 times.
The title says Tory Lanez stabbing assailant, ironic Roc Nation connection. Check this out, y'all. Allegedly.
Numerous places, including his back, his torso, his cheek, and his head. Yes, his head. I don't think I've ever heard of somebody being stabbed in the head. You have to really, really hate somebody or be an extremely violent person to do such a thing. Now, as to why he
paid off,
he was stabbed, the details are still really pretty much unclear. There's been a bunch of speculation going around, but before we get into that, let's get into the facts. Now, the facts of the matter is the person who stabbed Tory Lanez has been confirmed as this individual here. The individual's name is Santino Castillo. Already sounds like a scary guy. Well, this guy is actually 42 years of age, and he's already serving a life sentence in prison. But that life sentence was with the possibility of parole, but I'm pretty sure, judging by what he just did, that option's pretty much gonna get taken off of the table. He's more than likely gonna get hit with an attempted murder charge, being as though he did stab Tory Lanez 14 times, twice in the head. This is what the Post is actually reporting on the situation. The inmate who allegedly stabbed Tory Lanez in prison this week has been identified as Santino Castillo, and he's already serving life in prison with the possibility of parole. The Post has confirmed. A representative from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation told the Post that Castillo, 42, is being investigated for allegedly attacking the rapper at a housing unit in the California Correctional Institute.
We already read this stuff. We are here for the meat and potatoes. We already know this stuff. If you don't, go back to the other video and go look at the truth is, where he was explaining how this might be a connection with Roc Nation, allegedly.
Now, just to give a little bit of background as to this individual, there's a lot that's coming up about him, and it turns out this guy is already serving a life sentence, as we said, and it's because he was actually accused of a second-degree murder. Now, I was able to dig up the details of what happened in that situation, not the Tory situation, in the situation of which he's currently serving that life sentence, because I was a little intrigued. It's not every day that you see somebody serve a life sentence for a second-degree murder. So, as a warning to people out there who may have like a queasy stomach, if you have a queasy stomach, it's probably best that you fast forward through this part, because I'm going to go into details of exactly what happened. Now, it turns out that this guy, Castillo, actually murdered his 13-year-old girlfriend while he was 22. Now, it's not even bad enough that he murdered somebody. He actually murdered a 13-year-old. And he's actually dating a 13-year-old at a 22. That's a 9-year difference. Absolutely disgusting. And he actually went on.
They do. That's rapid in some of them other cultures. I don't know what culture he's from, but so yeah, some
to murder her. The way that he murdered her, it's a little bit graphic, right? I'm gonna actually read the police report from when he murdered that 13-year-old girl. Two relatives heard 22-year-old Santino Sonny Castillo arguing with his 13-year-old girlfriend minutes before she was shot in the face with a shotgun.
Oh,
they testified
Lord.
at Castillo's trial Wednesday. Castillo is facing murder charges for the death of his girlfriend, along with the special allegation that the crime was committed with a firearm. He is also accused of 2 separate attempted murders with the special allegation of using a knife and causing great bodily harm. Now I'm going to stop right there just to let you guys know. It looks like the person who did this thing to Tory Lanez, I'm not even trying to be funny, was an absolute professional. Like I said, I never heard of somebody stabbing somebody in the head. You have to be an extremely violent person to do something like that. Ruby Perez, whoa.
Y'all do not click off this video. He about to cook up. He just building up the process. Y'all don't click off this video.
Perez, interesting. Ruby.
He doing his knowledge. He doing research. He doing his knowledge.
Perez, Perez.
CEO of Roc Nation Records, Desiree Perez. Now we know it is a lot of Perez's, but bring it home. Bring it home.
That's really interesting. Castillo's cousin. Ruby Perez, Castillo's cousin. Interesting. Lived with the defendant and his 13-year-old girlfriend, Evelyn Brenda Candejas, in Perez's apartment in the 1100 block of East Avenue H14. Perez was getting ready to go out with her friend, Elaine Gonzalez, who also is related to Castillo. So Perez is related to Castillo. Interesting. About 10 p.m. June 8th, 2002, when they heard Castillo and Candejas fighting and Perez saw Candejas crying, she testified. Gonzalez and Perez went outside so that Perez could smoke. Minutes later, they heard a shotgun blast, Perez said. Within seconds of the shot, Perez and Gonzalez testified they saw Castillo running from the house. I met Sonny Castillo at the door, Gonzalez said. He just looked really pale and shocked and scared and said, I've got to get out of here. He looked like a zombie, Perez said. Minutes into testimony Wednesday, Candejas' mother went from quiet tears to loud sobs, and court was recessed briefly. Man, so as you can see, this was like a very, very violent person. Through the fire. There's a lot to take from that, right? Of course, like I said, there was a lot of speculation as to what was going on and why this happened, right? At first, people were saying that this was retaliation for dissing Kendrick. Absolutely false. Of course, whenever something salacious happens, people are going to use that as an opportunity to get clickbait. Then people started coming out and saying, hey, it was the Mexicans who did this and it was retaliation for a gambling debt. And then that was kind of sort of cleared up, but it turned out it was a Mexican that did this. And then WAC 100 actually came out with some audio confirming the incident and saying that it was not because of a gambling debt, but it may have been because of something completely different. So one thing that I would say, and I've always found crazy, is like there needs to be a jail for people who are extremely violent and normal people. People who do these heinous, extremely violent crimes should not be paired together with.
No, they saying allegedly that Tory Lanez is in PC, protective custody, but they PC is like they let all the protective custody people out together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's in general pop. I don't think he is, from what I hear. They just let all the people, this is this new thing that they got going on.
Normal civilians. And when I say normal, I mean like, don't get it twisted. If you closed your eyes and shot somebody, that's not the same as stabbing somebody in the head. Bro, people like that, they need to be in their own. They don't even need to be around people like themselves. They need to be in their own solitary confinement. Like they have their own cage, they have their own playground, they have their own cafeteria, everything. In fact, you don't even send them to the nurse if they get hurt. You give them the tools and they fix themselves. You give them a YouTube video.
They have green berets out this motherfucker. You know, help me. They look. Don't put the civilians with the green berets, man. Hey, with the street green berets, boy.
Figure out how to do it. If they can't figure out how to do it, oh well. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that word foul play, of course, it means intentional bodily harm, intentional trying to kill, of course. But some other people may decipher that as, hey, somebody put a ticket on his head. A lot of people are speculating that he has some type of ticket on his head for some reason, whatever the case may be. A lot of people feel as though it's because he's innocent and he's about to prove his innocence, and a lot of people might lose a lot of money if he is able to do that. Here's a clip of Tory Lanez actually speaking about a breakthrough that he's apparently about to have in the case.
4 contributors on this suspected gun. 90% contributor on this gun is a male, and the rest of the percentages of this gun are 2 females and another male. None of those 4 people are my DNA. So I am 100% excluded, not inconclusive like they said when I was in trial. I'm 100% excluded from this gun when it comes to DNA. My fingerprints are 100% excluded from the magazine, from the gun, from the bullets, from anything that has to do with this gun. Cedars-Sinai Hospital, with the help of LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, for those who don't understand the abbreviation, together they have put on my discovery that we have lost the bullet fragments. Well, if you lost the bullet fragments, then you can't even attach this gun to the alleged bullets that allegedly hit the victim in LA County. So we can never ever grab the gun and do any retesting. The LAPD made sure to seal the gun so that there would be no retesting on this gun. When we went into court and we put these things in and said, hey, like, we're factually innocent due to these facts, the court said, you know what? We're going to consider that because there's good reason appearing on what you're saying. My judge, Judge Harringford, Judge David B. Harringford, I watched this man literally look at me and say, so let's just say I'll take the DNA evidence to be real, and I'll say that it's true. He said this on record, by the way, it's in my transcripts. He says, I'll take the DNA evidence to be true, but I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, even if I take it to be true, that's not a big factor in his case. That's not why he got convicted. Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? My nigga, what the fuck is you talking about, my nigga? Because that's the whole case.
Now, it's always been a split thing of people wondering whether or not Tory Lanez is innocent. A lot of people are saying that he's guilty. A lot of people are saying that he's innocent. At the same time, what do you guys think? Do you think some type of conspiracy theory is going on and this is why Tory Lanez was attacked? Do you think that somebody actually really put a hit on him? Do you think?
Nah, man, come on, Chig. Y'all can't just go off of somebody, Perez. Hold on. Ruby Perez. Castillo cousin. But is there a lady named Ruby Perez in Roc Nation, though? Let me see. Desiree Perez. C.O. Desiree. Is Desiree in this paperwork? Desiree not in here. Nah, you can't put that together like that. You can't do that. Just because the person's name is Perez, you can't do that. It's a whole lot of Perez's out there. You know how many Perez's is out there? Now, if I gotta clear this up, y'all. Now, if Desiree was in this right here, am I missing something? Did he go over somebody named Desiree up in here? Am I bugging? I gotta look at it. Nah, I don't see no Desiree. Nah, you can't connect that like that. You can't do that. You can't do that. That don't work like that. You can't do this. Oh no, Assailant ironic Roc Nation connects. Nah, you know how many Perez? Oh look, Valley. You know how many Perez's is out there, boy? No sir, you can't do that. Desiree, I'm looking. Did he go over Desiree in this paperwork, y'all? Or is he just going off of Perez? Am I bugging? Am I tripping? Are we finished or are we done? Y'all please let me know if am I bugging or is Chigs and I'm bugging? Because I know you can't just go off of the last name Perez and say that that's a connection. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Am I bugging or is Chigs, just going? You can't just go off of just the last name and say that they connected with Roc Nation. You know how many Perez's is out there? Y'all let me know, man. Because I don't like watching nothing without y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to watch this first. But nah, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Because he might have said Desiree somewhere. But if he just going off of Perez, you can't do that. Desiree Perez, he over Roc Nation. You can't just go off of Perez. You got Ruby Perez, you got Kendeja. Y'all let me know. Am I bugging? Are we finished or are we done? I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Y'all let me know if I'm bugging. I might be bugging. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.